Aries, your creative spark and joy are back in the biggest of ways. So get out there, have some fun, and follow what lights you up in the year ahead as Jupiter transits through Leo. We're going to check out what it means for your horoscope right now. This video, it's a forecast for your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. You can check out all 3 videos, and they are going to tell you how the stars are going to affect your life this week. I'm Kesenya, and welcome to the Astro News and Weather Report for the last week of June 2026. Don't forget, this is tropical Vedic astrology, not sidereal. Look it up if you need to know the difference. And yes, I am a real person, not AI. This week we're looking at the last hurrah of Jupiter in his exaltation sign Cancer for another 12 years. Now he has been doing the important work in Cancer since June 9th, 2025, and it all finishes up for us on the 30th of June 2026. Now, he will be at the 29th degree, the anaretic degree of Cancer for this week ahead until the 30th of June. And when a planet is at the anaretic degree, he gets his knickers in a knot, all in a panic about finishing his work in this particular realm of the chart. So let's find out what Jupiter has been working on and what he's now anxious to finish up and bestow upon us all before we take a dive into Jupiter in his new sign, Leo. So Jupiter in Cancer has acted on many levels. Let's take a look at some. Cancer, firstly, is all about our emotional foundation. Whether we know it or not, events have unfolded over the last year of Jupiter's transit here that will ultimately serve to bring us great good and fortune in these realms in the future. This is especially true if we have happened to behave in Jupiterian ways at this time. What does that mean? It means being generous, using your abundance to bless others, and to also tap into your emotional intelligence. These have been the keys that could have unlocked many answers to your problems over the last year. Now, I can just see the comment section full of people saying this isn't true for them. Life is as hard as it ever was, etc., etc. But I want you to know, friends, Jupiter is a future-directed planet. His work in any realm of the chart is designed to bring growth and expansion in the future, not necessarily always in the moment that he is in that sign. So he has been building and preparing and structuring things for blessing in your 5th house at some stage down the track, provided, as I've said, that you've worked with his great themes of generosity, compassion, and benevolence. Some of the things Jupiter has called us to focus on during his sojourn in Cancer include giving emotional comfort and support to others, cultivating your 6th sense and your inner knowing, very psychic house, or psychic sign, I should say, the energy of Cancer, developing your beliefs in a higher power, and setting things up in your life to attract greater luck and rich life experiences in the future, as I've just said. Now, family connections, tribal bonding, intimate communities, these are all ruled by the sign of Cancer, generally speaking, in a chart. Jupiter has wanted to bring expansion to these areas of life over the past year. Now, in a non-literal sense, many people may have found their tribe now, the people who feel like coming home for them. Now, for some people, this transit has brought family members home again, literally. It's certainly been true in my life and my husband's life. Or it might have looked like some people have seen their family expand through other changes. You know, parents have moved in due to needing assistance with daily living, or your family has grown through the arrival of new babies, or new members of the family have arrived due to someone getting married. That is an expansion of the family dynamic. The whole concept of what a family actually is for you might have changed over the last year, in some cases leading to bigger communities where more people feel welcome. Let's hope that that is the case. Jupiter not only likes to expand, it likes to learn. And in Cancer, we may have learned more about our genealogy, our family traditions, our heritage, our roots, our lineage, or the people in our family in some profound new way. Real estate and land are also the domain of Cancer as well. Many people have developed a greater appreciation of real estate, owning a home, expanding their home, or upsizing their place of living in some way as well. For some people, it has been an excellent time to invest in real estate or home improvement projects. Cancer is associated also with comfort, being comfortable and playing it safe. It likes security. But it's also a cardinal sign, and that means it prefers to take action rather than resting on its laurels. So rather than sitting around hoping for security, this transit has been all about making security happen. With Cancer representing things from the past, this has looked like mending things, restoring things, improving things that weren't working around your home, getting thrifty, and even creating that rainy day bank account for the future by selling off old items that were no longer useful to you. This has also been the most fabulous year to establish gardens, pretty gardens, or growing your own food, all are Cancer energy. So get stuck into that healthy that veggie patch in this last week of opportunity for Jupiter to expand you in that way. In Cancer, negative manifestations with Jupiter here might have looked like too much comfort eating, smothering those people who are nearest and dearest to us, being too clingy, staying at home instead of stepping out when it's required, and maybe being a bit manipulative. After all, Cancer is trying to get what it wants by going things in a sideline manner. Just think of the little crab that always moves from side to side rather than straight forward. Hopefully we've kept perspective and risen above the smallness, the clinginess, or the little inconveniences of life that this transit may have brought. Now, what's really interesting are the Jupiterian aspects between it and Saturn that have been given and received. So I would just suggest, my friends, that we should all be getting ready for some serious personal relief when Jupiter moves into the fire sign of Leo on the 30th of June, because he's going to start trining Saturn again, fire sign to fire sign, Saturn in Aries. And this is going to make a huge amount of difference to the peace in your soul. Although, do be prepared for the initial craziness of the Mars-Uranus conjunction square the node skip step that's coming from Gemini these next few weeks as well. But after that, things might feel a little bit better thanks to the trine between Jupiter and Saturn that will be in play for the next year. How lovely. The cycle that Saturn and Jupiter make through their 20-year pattern is actually truly fascinating and governs so much of what we experience as individuals and collectively. So this is very much needed given all the upheaval and craziness in the world right now, and perhaps personally in your life as well. My amazing Royal Stars Academy student Fiona did a brilliant summation of the energies of this cycle in the video we created together from last year, and it's still relevant. If you want to view that video and understand the Saturn-Jupiter cycle, you can view it from my Astrology Discussions playlist if you'd like to know more. You can also go more in depth with what Jupiter will do for you as he transits a new house in your life in whole sign astrology in your chart over the coming year by simply viewing my Jupiter Through the Houses playlist. And you can do that here at the Guiding Star YouTube channel. So here comes Jupiter in Leo, another great dignity for the most expansive of all planets. Jupiter enters Leo on June the 30th, 2026, and will remain in this sign until July 26, 2027. Also, don't forget, friends, there is a video available at my Patreon family all about the 12-yearly Jupiter return cycle. This is a huge year in a person's life, and it can see things change drastically for the better more often than not. You know, I was blessed to meet my husband David in my Jupiter return year, and I was blessed with an increase in finances that same year through a special opportunity that came my way. So that's just an example of the kind of amazing things that can happen in a Jupiter return year. Make sure you check out that video at my Patreon family. You'll need to pay $5 to become a member to view it. But check that out, especially if you have Jupiter in Leo natally. This means you're having your Jupiter return year this year, and you're going to want to know all about how to read and analyze a Jupiter return chart to get the most out of that energy. Now, as for Jupiter in Leo, it's going to bring his generous, kind, compassionate, and altruistic self to the Leo house of your chart. And then we're going to explore that in just a little mini. But Jupiter in the sign of the King will also give us greater organizing and executive abilities, as well as more opportunities for obtaining positions of trust, responsibility, and leadership in the world. It is a truly exciting transit. I'm looking forward to this so much because it has the potential to uplift society. Because Leo, in my opinion, is the Odysseus energy, the true king, as opposed to the suitors wanting to destroy the kingdom, which are seen from another sign in the horoscope. But Leo is the Odysseus. So to my mind, having Jupiter there is a very powerful year indeed, where we may actually see Odysseus return, and boy, don't we need it on the planet right now. Let's oust those suitors, everybody. This is a year for making our own opportunities, taking exciting but still sensible risks, and growing our own self-confidence. Good fortune, luck and prosperity, which is what Jupiter rules, they come our way when we embrace Leo energy fully. What does that look like? It means being magnanimous, being extra generous, and don't be afraid of quixotic exploits. They will inspire both yourself and others at this time. Now, if you are a creative person, or if you're involved in fields that are Leo-like, like entertainment, performance, coaching, guiding, working with children, or you're a facilitator of events, that have to do with good times or romance, think wedding coordinator or, singles dating host or something like that. Or even if you're just fanatical about your hobbies or your passions, they're the realms where you'll see more good luck and good fortune arrive in your life. With Jupiter in Leo, people in general will hunger to be recognized because it's the house, the sign of celebrity. So we're going to see a lot of people expanding into that at this time. We're going to see a lot of people hungering to be more cherished and more admired because that's Leo energy too. Jupiter is expanding all Leo things. Now be sure to give it out if you would like to receive it back from the world at large at this time. Some people with strong Leo placements actually might step into the celebrity spotlight this year. Something to look forward to potentially if you want that as a Leo person. Belief systems that emphasize love and honor and loyalty also become appealing. And we're going to see opportunities to expand our world through allowing ourselves more self-expression, more self-respect, more generosity, as well as living in greater integrity and honor as well. This is a time when we feel that having a healthy love life or quality leisure time is actually what makes life worth living. And as a Leo sun person myself, I can honestly say this is the truth. That's how I feel. Why work hard if you can't enjoy life as well? Jupiter not only likes to expand, it likes to learn. So during this transit, we might be learning about the arts, learning about how to improve our well-being, learning about romantic relationships, charisma, popularity, and learning about how to improve the dynamic we have with our children. I'd also suggest that we may actually, as a collective, be more inclined to take some much needed action. Leo is a fire sign, active energy, and we may be wanting to take some action around the suffering of children. Compassion is a Jupiter theme, as are children a Jupiter theme. Leo also has connections to children as well, the childlike heart within us. So action around compassion for children. For example, addressing and exposing further the horrific Epstein files and the people involved with that, or exposing the exploitation of child labour in third world countries, or the disadvantages of child poverty all over the world, including in Western cultures. These may be themes that step into the forefront of the spotlight during Jupiter in Leo transit. But getting back to our childlike sense of playfulness may also be on the cards. What did you love to do when you were 10 or 11 years old? Well, you might be being called to rediscover your little boy or little girl energy again this year. People will come into your life now to actually facilitate this if you can't seem to break the tyranny of the urgent yourself. Yay, bring it on. And those of us who've given up on finding love or given up on a dream we may have been pursuing or developing a talent that was very dear to us, we might be reconsidering our options on these issues, because new fields of joy are going to open and unfold before us thanks to Jupiter's expansion. So love may be on the cards. Dreams coming true may be on the cards. Development of talents and innate skills might be on the cards. So much to look forward to with this very benevolent transit, even with the South Node joining Jupiter here from August the 19th. With that in mind, I'd also say make the most of the full blessing of Jupiter here in these first South Node free few weeks of Jupiter in Leo, my friends. And now let's move to having a look at what the all signs influence might be for Jupiter in Leo for the next year of our lives. Aries friends, you can find out more details about this incredible transit by checking out my Jupiter Transits the Houses playlist, which is available for free here at the YouTube channel. And don't forget, if you want to join the Karmic Astrology Masterclass, you have until the end of June to jump in and join and get all the benefits that are being offered. After that, you can still join, but all the benefits vanish on the 30th of June. So make sure you don't miss out. And now we're looking at Jupiter's transit through the 5th house for you. Abundant creative energy is yours for the taking for the next year of your life. This is such a creative transit. You know, you are going to have many of something wherever Jupiter goes. So many creative ideas, many artistic endeavors, much joy, much happiness, much delight in life. You might be interacting more than ever with children for some reason or another. You might find that life has more meaning and purpose and hope for you now. You might be giving more meaning and hope and purpose to other people as well. Your light, your charisma, your celebrity capacity burns brighter now. People will see you, people will notice you, and they will recognize Jupiter qualities within you. This is also a great transit if you're a teacher. You will be very inspirational this year. This is the year when you might encounter a student who's going to go on to do incredible, great things. So don't forget to step up to the mark as a teacher, as a source of inspiration to them. Particularly high school age children are represented by the 5th house. Students are going to love you if you're a teacher. They're going to look to you for inspiration and be inspired by you this year as well. Jupiter is the planet of wealth. And wealth this year, prosperity this year can come through creative endeavors, from luck, because this is the house of good karma. So your store of good luck ultimately pays off for you this year. You can find also that there might be a luck that comes through gambling or taking a risk or going out on a limb with something. Jupiter can absolutely bless you in doing so. Playing the lottery is a worthwhile thing to do as Jupiter is in good dignity in here in the sign of Leo, especially if he happens to be making good aspects to Pluto in your natal chart by his transit through Leo. So a trine to Pluto or a sextile to Pluto, go for it. Play the lottery. This could be a year when people are coming to you for advice, particularly love advice, relationship advice, or advice with children. So, all your friends are coming to you for your romantic, sense of something, or how to raise children or whatever. You are the go-to source for some reason. It's also an indicator that you really have a wonderful, generous capacity, Aries, for being good and kind to others this year. Jupiter expands this generosity that's naturally there in the 5th house. Now, this is also the house of your childlike heart. And Jupiter gives you the chance to get back to what you loved as a child. Whatever that might have been. You might have loved climbing trees. You'll be climbing trees heaps this year. You get to get back to who you were as a child. Fantastic. You might also get involved in some way in children-based careers or careers that are connected to higher learning. Might also be part of what unfolds this year. You'll be more broad-minded and tolerant and benevolent, especially with your lovers, your romance, partners, and children too. And remember, Jupiter rules many things. So you might have a lot of boyfriends or girlfriends this year. I don't know if all at once or maybe one at a time, who knows, but There might be a lot of them. High romance is on the cards, and if you're not interested in having many, you could just have very expansive love relationships and romantic experiences, ones that leave you feeling like you're walking on cloud nine. There's a great drive for relationship pleasure in you this year too, so you're more likely to jump online and have a look at the dating apps or, go to singles events and that kind of thing. And it's a great year to do so because with Jupiter here, the chances of meeting someone that you could fall in love with are much increased, Aries. Now, this is also a house of hobbies, and hobbies are going to really take a focus on to Jupiter things this year. Traveling, exploring faith and beliefs, collecting children's books, toys, movies, diving into philosophical studies, connecting with gurus and spiritual pursuits like mindfulness, meditation and yoga. These are all Jupiterian things. Other hobbies that aren't so perhaps, let's say, pure or stellar might be things like gambling, watch out for it becoming an addiction. Jupiter is gambling. Jupiter rules, visiting cathedrals. That's not a bad thing. You might like going around and visiting cathedrals and, chateaus and castles are all ruled by Jupiter. So you might develop some sort of interest in those sorts of things. It might become a hobby for you to do up a chateau in France or start watching chateau renovation videos, something I love to do in my spare time. All of these sorts of things might be on the cards for you, my Aries friends, thanks to Jupiter transiting through the 5th house. Don't forget, Aries, check out your sun, rising and moon signs and the videos for each of these so that you can get the full picture of what Jupiter might be doing for you as he transits through the sign of Leo this year.